You can't stop desire cause it just keeps coming. Take me to your revolution. Take me to your revolution.
All right. You can throw those headphones on if you want. Now, you're going to hear a lot of noise because you'll hear them, but you'll hear yourself better too. Yeah, get that bad boy. You can turn it either way. Yep, there you go.
Hello.
Hey, Ray.
Bobby Mack.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Oh, my pleasure.
Seeing you. Great seeing you.
What an honor to be on the Bobby Mack show.
Yeah. It's a bigger honor for me because Orlin and Cohen, you guys do so much for Suffolk County athletics. Talk to me a little bit about how you got started in that whole business and how you've taken it just all over to Suffolk County sports.
Well, like you, I was at CW Post.
Yes, you were.
In the famed training room under Vinny Solomon.
There you go.
And I learned to love sports medicine and athletic training. And when I came out of school, I started working with Dr. DeRosa.
Yeah.
And the Islanders team physical therapist. And I learned to love helping kids, helping coordinate, helping people get the things that they need, get a doctor's appointment, get them with the right doctor, and
awesome.
It steamrolls. I still have guys from Post calling me, saying, "Hey Ray, I screwed up my knee. I screwed up."
I love every time I go on social media, you're at a sporting event. You know, Orlin and Cohen's got trainers there, they have doctors there, but you're there, you know, and you're getting film on kids. You're creating these memories. You know, one of the things when I started the podcast, one of the sons of, I think it was when I did Joe Sip, they said, you know, not only did you do something really cool with my dad, but you created a memory for us for the rest of our lives. And you're creating that all the time for all these kids in Suffolk County.
Yeah, so I took up photography when I was 10. And I don't know what sparked it. I just said to my dad, I think I want to take pictures.
Really?
So he got me a used camera from a client of his. And then I took photography in high school, and I learned how to do film. Wow. I learned how to, load film. I learned how to work in a dark room. And I just got hooked on take a picture and show it to the athlete.
Yeah.
So I became like the unofficial photographer for all my teammates.
Yeah. I mean, it's just really, every time I see it at the state tournament, county tournaments, everywhere. And it just, you've caught stuff from my own boys, which we've kept forever. I mean, it's talk about giving back.
Listen, when I see these kids post it, or they resurrect an old picture, and I realize they've been keeping it on their phone for 12 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I say, well, that's cool. I love that.
No, it's outstanding. Outstanding.
And I get greeted by the athletes, when I come to the tournament.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even know them, and they're like, hey, you're Ray, right?
Well, you're part of the fabric of Section 11 sports, and I know you do now, sir, as well, but really, you're part of that fabric. It was like the Winegros in Port Jeff Sports.
Yeah.
So we don't exist without you guys. I grew up with them, and when their company, it was the right time for their family to sell and all that, but I just said, these guys, they're as much a part of it as I was as an athletic director, as you are. You know what I mean? They're just part of our team.
Yeah, it's true. And, I come here today, and there's guys like you who've been around sports forever in Suffolk County.
Yeah.
And when you're doing a podcast, I mean, this is the coolest thing to me.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because I watch them when you put them online. And
Thank you. I
get to hear people tell their stories to a personal friend.
Yeah.
Who's been there too, and you get it all, and that's fun. Well, it's always been a pleasure too, watching Gavin and Liam, and I still like a couple of the pictures very much that I took of
he's better at framing it than I am.
Of Liam at the state wrestling tournament.
Yeah.
And he had a great finals match. I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Those even me and my wife, we're like, those are the best times of our lives. Honestly, just watching those kids.
I was sitting next to Ricky Brzezinski, and he got so excited during the match, he flipped back on his chair sitting next to him.
Oh, that's
And he
wild.
bounced right up. Am I right?
Ricky and Brad are like Energizer bunnies. They're still going like that.
Unbelievable. They got energy.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get it all, but and they work with a tough population. You know, they have to really crack the whip and stay after the kids, and they do.
Let me ask you, I asked a few different people this question. Suffolk County wrestling, high school only. Who's the best ever? Not what they did in college. Suffolk County, high school only.
Kerry McCoy.
Kerry McCoy, that's the second person to say Kerry McCoy.
Obviously, Jansen.
Jesse.
I'm sorry, Jesse, but not Corey.
No, I got you.
Oh, God.
Got to put Adam in the argument.
Yeah.
6 times. He's the only 6-time finalist in New York State.
I love Adam. Truthfully, and I loved watching him wrestle. You know, people don't realize, you do. It's tough by the time you get to college. You're in your 10th year of wrestling.
Yeah.
At least.
Oh,
Adam, cutting weight, and then in college, you have to cut weight, work hard. Hey, coach. You have to cut weight, work hard, and wrestle.
Right. Yeah. I mean.
And do schoolwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you do that?
I've been posing these questions because I want all the minds, the wrestling minds out there, to give me an answer. And I think it's hard because when Jesse did it, Jesse lost 3 matches his entire high school career. His first match against Rocky Point, he was wrestling up a weight, first high school match ever. Then he didn't lose again until the state semis and wrestled back and took 3rd. Then in 8th grade, he won every match in Suffolk County, lost in the semis in the states, took 3rd, and then won 4 years in a row. And he was the first 4-time champion. So,
right.
And then after him, there was some other guys upstate. Troy Nickerson was the first 5-timer.
Right, Troy did it.
Yeah, but from Suffolk County.
He was a joy to watch.
Troy,
you know, it's
what
funny.
A motor.
So, you know, some guys, you look at Nick Gallo.
Oh, yeah.
Who didn't really have the penultimate success in high school. Then he goes and he wins the NCAAs and gets the OW.
Yeah, insane. Insane.
That's a very rarefied air.
Yeah, and that's just maturing and growing in the sport. You know,
dedication, commitment.
Look at Kyle Dake. I think he was a 2-time New York State champion.
Yeah,
but then he goes on to win the NCAAs every single year at different weight classes.
I think he could have won it 6 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, with today's rules,
I was going to say
he would have got a COVID year and a medical year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was there. I was at the NCAAs for Kyle's first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got to photograph Kyle in the NCAA tournament.
That's awesome.
And my first year photographing, I was Tommy Ryan's photographer for Ohio State. That's how I got on the floor.
Oh, that's great.
And my first year, Jordan Burroughs was in his senior year in Nebraska. Who knew what he was going to do?
Yeah. I'm like, you've seen the best of the best. I mean, nothing better than that.
Well, I tell you, I was at Madison Square Garden, and I was sitting on the floor because, you know, they corral us as photographers.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, and 3 feet from me, Kyle Schneider is warming up. David Taylor's warming up.
Yeah.
And they're like, right there. I was always a big fan of Imar, too.
I was right there, too, except I was, like, right up there. You know, at Madison Square Garden, looking down. I probably watched more of it on the Jumbotron, you know.
That was the thrill of my life. I've done 3 NCAA tournaments, and to be on the floor, especially, I got the chance to shoot. With the NCAAs, you have to have an affiliation with a finalist.
Oh, really?
To be standing, and they usher people in and out in between matches.
So how did Uncle Tony get on the floor then?
Uncle Tony makes donations.
That guy is everywhere. When I was watching the National, and I was watching that one at home, and all of a sudden I see everybody's cheering. Look, there's Donald Trump. Oh, there's Donald Trump. Oh, there's Uncle Tony. Like,
listen,
how does that happen?
He's got a mojo. He's got a mojo.
Yeah, he does. He does.
You know what? He's a rough and tumble guy, but he's got a heart of gold.
Oh, he loves
when it comes to kids, he loves the sport. He loves giving back.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
People like that, they fade away, and the sport loses something.
Yeah,
when they do.
I love his character. I think it's funny, but you're right. Really, deep down inside, he loves the sport. He loves the kids, and he does anything he can to get
Oh,
back to them.
absolutely. You know, we lost a veteran supporter of wrestling this year in Pete Venya.
Okay.
He was the photographer for Connecticut. He had
I know
he
Pete.
had many covers of amateur wrestling news throughout the 70s.
Yeah.
He was great. He's somebody that I emulated in his photography.
Yeah.
He was a wrestler turned photographer. So we have anticipation.
Right,
We
right.
understand what's coming.
Right, right, yeah.
And he taught me a lot just in conversation, and we'll miss him. You know, he
Yeah.
passed away, and he was a great guy. We're lucky
Yeah.
we started an award last year in his name.
Oh, nice.
The Pete Venya Wrestling Photography Award.
Awesome.
Ray
Yeah, he was a
Passaro-
staple on the mat, because once you mentioned him, I was like, wait. And I'm like, oh, I could see him sitting like on the med kit, you know,
Yeah.
shooting here, shooting there. Yeah,
He had his Connect Quad bucket.
yeah, yeah.
He was actually in Lumber Supply. Suffolk Lumber was his company.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, had no idea.
And he had a brother. They were both Long Island champions.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Back before we had counties and whatnot.
Yeah. It's changed
So-
over so many times. D2, so much stronger than they used to be. You know.
Listen, I was talking about this the other day with somebody, and I said, you know, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, D2 from Suffolk County was a joke.
Yeah. No.
Now we're
Listen.
one of the strongest presences up there.
The first year that we had D2, my team won the counties. We won the D2 counties. I felt like I was winning a league tournament. Like I did. And my kids, we were almost embarrassed because all the kids on my team the year before were in D1, were wrestling at Stony Brook, and now we were the guys on the other mat, you know? And it was very different. And I think,
It has a step down feel to it,
Yeah.
which is equalizing.
well, I think while there's been some good ones in between, I think what Corey Dawson did at Mattatuck really took D2 to a whole nother level. I mean, he had, 4 state champions off of that team.
And there were some good kids on that
Oh,
team.
my God, the Hogues, the Bukinas. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
really, really good. They were as good as anybody in D1.
And then, of course, Mike Milletta did a good job at Port Jeff for a while.
Did a great
Obviously,
job.
Matty DiVincenzo.
Yep.
He had some real good wrestlers. And the first couple of years of the D2 tournament, Port Jeff was the force.
They were. Yep, up until Corey got it going, Yeah.
But now with Miller Place dropping down in, the finals of this tournament are going to be as good as any other finals.
Yeah. And of course, you have Gavin Mangano, who's just a phenom.
He's incredible. I was just talking to, oh God, we were talking about I was talking to Joe Condon,
Yeah.
and we were talking about the Eastern States. And I saw him wrestling in the finals, the kid McKisson from Pittsford, Mendon.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this, I go, wait a minute, he's tearing this kid up. That's the kid who I see like in the semifinals every year at D1.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
he made him look ranked amateur.
Yeah.
And the kid's good. Gavin has come. I thought he was great already. He's on a whole different level now.
Yeah. How do you feel about
I think Cam is unbelievable.
unreal, right? And he was never like the little guy. Even as a 7th grader, I think he was like 132 or
Right.
138.
There's so many of these guys,
Yeah.
they start out as like,
Yeah.
when I saw Mark West
Mark West.
win the states at 98, said,
Yeah.
no one's ever going to touch this kid. But you start growing, and then you
Yeah,
got to deal
yeah.
with 26-pounders,
Whole
and they're a
different
little
world.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I agree.
I think Cam, look, he's a junior, and Gavin gets lion's share of the attention because he's,
Right.
Penn State commit. But I think Cam Howard is an untouchable force.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Love to watch him wrestle.
Yeah.
I get disappointed, like, 'cause I go to the States every year and photograph that. I get disappointed when the really good guys get easy matchups. I want to see him wrestle.
You want to see him wrestle. You want to see him wrestle the best guys out there.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Needs to be.
But some of these kids are just so elite now at such a young age. Like a tournament like this, Gavin's just not going to have competition. And it's not a knock on any other kid.
No, but I tell you, I've made this statement before. Guys like him, and there have been many that have come before him,
Yep.
it's hard for them to stay motivated.
Yeah.
They get forfeits all regular season.
All season long.
Nobody wants to wrestle them. They walk through tournaments. Now it gets to the counties. Maybe somebody, takes them to the second period.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But then when they get to the States, things start to even out a little bit. And that's what they have to stay ready for in November.
Yeah. And it's hard to do that.
Oh,
it's hard
man.
to do that.
It's hard to get up for one match. We got to get up for a season and stay up.
Like today, after the finals, some of the weights will have a true second match.
Right.
That's tough. For the kid that loses in the finals, he's got to now, it's going to be a one-mat big stage, and all of a sudden you got to, you just lost in the county finals, but you got to wrestle again to have second again.
Listen, I watched them last year. I think it was first year we did them.
Yeah.
And I watched
because it's the second qualifier.
I watched a kid I like a lot, Kingston, from Northport.
Oh, okay.
And he lost a heartbreaker in the finals, and then had to defend in a true second, and he lost that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't right.
I know. It's because of the way the qualifiers are. Like now, Division II, they have 2 qualifiers from Section 11. So they're trying to make the fairest way to get the kids up there. And it's just, I don't know what fair means,
I don't know. You look at the history of who's come through D2.
Yeah.
Statewide, some of the best wrestlers we've had. Dake was a D2.
Dake was a D2.
And who was the big heavyweight that went to NC State? Who was a 285-pounder, wrestled on the Olympic team. It's escaping me for the moment.
Yeah, you killed me.
But he was D2.
Yeah.
He was D2.
Oh, no, there's some great, especially upstate. But like when DiVincenzo's kid was D2, he could have been D1. He would have won either side.
And it's hard because I feel like guys like that, let's face it, Gavin Magano comes over to D1. He's a champion here too.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And I never want them to be discredited for being a D2 champion because it's really evened out.
No. Hey, Corey Jansen went up as a county champ in D2 and didn't make it. I think he might have placed, like 5th or 6th. The next year, Sean went up to D1. He won the whole thing. So, it's tough up there. Either way, it's tough up there.
It's tough. There's a lot of good competition. There's a lot of good schools in D2. And it's funny. When they first did the D2, I was like, I'm hearing the names of towns I've never heard before.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
Conestoga. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
But it's fun. Love the sport.
Thanks, brother.
Love what you're doing.
Great seeing you.
Thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Hey, anytime,
That's
man.
special to me.
Anytime. I told you I wanted to get you on.
That's very special to me, Bobby Mack.
Thanks, Ray.
Keep it up.
Yep, you got it, brother. I'll talk to you.
If I said to you to close your eyes, hide the sky, please put all your faith in me. And if I said nothing instead, would that bring you to your knees? I see imagination as a waste of time, a dreamer's crime, thought at the feet of reality. Reach out, scream loud, and I'll be there. There's a prayer. Reach out, while you still have